Welcome back to Hunter Ice Skating Stadium. Tange Game 8 between Queensland and Victoria. This one's going to be a very, very big battle between two big physical teams. Will one team be heading to Mount Disappointment, or will one be heading to the top of the mountain somewhere else? I'm Eric Brook, alongside me Simon Ginsing. Simon, good morning.
Good morning, Eric. It's good to be back after a brief break, after what was a bit of a blockbuster game in South Australia versus New South Wales, with South Australia being very dominant over, surprisingly dominant, well, maybe not surprising, but I would have expected a better showing from New South Wales in that game, but South Australia winning 7-2 in that one. So this should be no different. Yeah, there are some really big boys, and I did ask the Queensland management what they were feeding them, because yeah, I'm not super short, but they were certainly towering over me, even if you disregard the skates.
Oh, absolutely, Simon. Lots of people on both teams that have got big levels of experience, even though we're talking about a U18 level.
Yeah, there's a few names breaking into AI as well. Yeah.
So let's have a look at the goaltender situation. Interesting situation with Victoria. They will be using an e-bug, but Thomas Pappas is in net for them. And Queensland, Simon?
Ronan Hoy and Ethan Mayer are the options for Queensland there.
I've seen both of them in action, and they're both good options.
I can't think. Pappas had a pretty good game.
Oh, absolutely.
Yesterday. So solid choice.
Just having a look at the Queensland bench. So warm-up is completed. It sort of threw me yesterday, because yesterday was my first Victorian game. They had two goalies for Victoria. One was the E-bug, one wasn't, and they were both in number 20. and that is the case again today. The E-bugs pretty much exclusively have been coming from the Newcastle North Stars Hockey Club in New South Wales. Having a look now at the Queensland net. And we'll shortly have a look at the Victorian net at the other end of the ice. There's Victoria. Just a few quiet moments, Simon, before things are about to explode with some powerful hockey.
Yeah, I expect this is going to be a great game. I mean, look, Victoria as a whole, what we've seen in the four tournaments, and with, of course, we're in the national championships, we are running the four tournaments with Ginsberg, De Vries, Tange and Boxall. So in terms of the Victorian team, they've been really successful, with possibly the exception of the Boxall team. They've been really strong showings from over.
He's coming. So we're just moments away. How's that service, Simon? You got food hand-delivered from the cafe about 5 seconds before we're about to start play. How good's that?
Oh, can't fault the team at the cafeteria. They're working really hard, as they always do during hockey tournaments and games in general.
Back now, Victoria looking to get on the attack early into neutral ice. Here comes Queensland on the far side. Kimmett looking to drive the net for them. It will come back for Victoria. It was a big game yesterday for Victoria. Queensland battle up against the boards. Big physical battle between these two teams. We're expecting very evenly matched. What this could be the game of Tange so far. We'll come back now for Jones, coming back for Queensland in towards corporate corner. Opening minute of play. There's a penalty coming. Extra tackle coming on shortly for Queensland. Delay penalty. Victoria will touch up, firing it into the empty net, which won't work. Can't claim that one, Mr. Barrett.
It's usually a little bit of a cheeky play in hockey. It's usually bad form to be, shoot.
I've seen games are up for less.
Well, we've seen in the NHL where a fight broke out after a slap shot into an empty net, so...
Yes. Was the Maple Leafs involved in that one from memory?
Yes.
The NHL versus the Maple Leafs, as it always tends to be. I don't know why anybody from Toronto volunteers to be a Maple Leafs fan, by the way.
We've got to be careful what you say around here. There's lots of Maple Leafs fans in Newcastle.
Oh, are you one of them?
No.
Okay, you're not one of them, okay. So an attacking zone face-off, just Queensland taking advantage of the last change, just making some adjustments here. So Queensland, Simon, heading on to the power play. Not sure what this long conversation's about.
There's a good chance to see how Queensland play with the extra player. See if they can produce some structure. Just a confirmation of that penalty. It's Zalungi for hooking for 2 minutes for Victoria. We saw a few...
whatever that discussion was, the Queensland alternate that just flew past the central commentary position didn't like it. Whatever the conversation was. We've had, let's do some maths here, 15 minutes minus that. Equals 54 seconds of play, Simon. And we've spent a lot longer debating whatever it is that we're debating. Not exactly sure what's going on here.
Yeah, it seems to be a long conference. I suspect with the physicality that both teams like to play, we may see quite a few penalties in this game. I'm hoping it's not. I'd rather see free-flowing hockey. We have had stretches in this tournament where the refs forgot that they had a whistle. We had a 7-minute stretch without a whistle at one stage.
So we're about to get back underway, whatever that 15-minute discussion was about. Now we're underway, clearing out. Of course, I've said a million times that I like to exaggerate. So Hoy in net for Queensland, ahoy hoy. And Queensland about to start their first power play of the day. Here comes Warden, who's been good. He's got Middleton for company on the far side. Warden trying to squeeze through a gap, but Lake was there. Back now, firing Warden, and a good save there by Pappas. 91 seconds remaining of the power play.
Yeah, a little bit too easy for Pappas there. It's always in position. Queensland very compressed over on the cafe side corner there, so not really able to move the puck around very much.
Good shot on from Jack Molly, who's been one of several players we've experienced in the AIO with the Brisbane Lightning. And Luca Wimet, who's on screen at the moment with the puck, has also played for them. He's captaining this Tange team as it just fires it in. And it'll come back now for Hodges. Battle up against the board. Hodges doesn't mind throwing a body. And it will come all the way back down. Just settling the puck down is Hoy. We've had 2 minutes of action. Middleton, Zamboni corner, needed to be a bit quicker than that. Up against the boards, we met again. Looking to go towards the right-hand side. Still on the power play for the next 45 seconds. Queensland doesn't seem to be any urgency. They are on the power play, Simon.
Yeah, they're certainly not really controlling that. Now they're starting to get in position. Hopefully they get a good pass down deep.
So Middleton in the slot. Hodges looking to be a pest in front of the net now. Here's Wharton, who's been impressive. Back now. Firing from distance was Middleton in towards Cafe Corner. By the way, there's soup on the menu now. Simon was excited to find that out. In the slot, cleared out. 5 seconds of the power play remaining. Saved there by Hoy. It will come back for Wimet. Power play over. I'd be disappointed if I was Queensland in that power play.
Yeah, absolutely. Not really able to get anything going. Not really moving the puck. They had one shot on goal in that sequence, which was a direct shot with all 5 players seemingly on the one side of the ring.
And we'll come back now for icing. 11:53 remaining. And it's 0-0.
It is early days though, so let's hope they can build on that structure.
So there's a call from the Queensland coaching staff. We're back to square one, which is interesting considering that there's like 4 minutes of play and we're talking about going back to square one. It's been interesting because I normally don't commentate on this side closest to the bench. I don't necessarily hear all this during an AI game. And also there's a lot more ambient noise in the background for an AI game as well. So you get to hear both benches as Middleton goes up for a skate and he's against Barrett. Barrett in good position, up against the boards. Kimmett attacking, backhanded shovel there. And Campbell, Maroon Campbell. And it's 1-0 Queensland.
Wow, I feel like that was a little bit against the run of play there, but Queensland able to capitalise, just getting bodies in front, sitting around the paint, ready to pick up the rebounds. Pappas not able to control that. Just a backhand and just slides under that.
So set up by Maroon Campbell and Kimmett with that goal in close, taking advantage of the rebound that was set up there by Maroon Campbell. Jones, 1-0 Queensland now. Back in the neutral ice we go. Boland coming in amongst others up against the ports. The puck needs to continue to move. Sam in the penalty box getting a great view of the action. Up against the boards. Jones, cafe corner, trying to clear it out. Here's Campbell. Campbell fires. And the more talk from the Queensland bench. Look at Huey, look at Huey, look at Huey, look at what he's doing. Hugh Campbell, Maroon Campbell. Now they try and clear it out, Victoria. Here's Harper looking across the line, doing great things with the Mustangs. In the AI, good shot there by Hoy. Trying to clear it out to Boney corner. Kept in there by Victoria. Out of the zone, some soccer skills underneath the central commentary position. Bond, Vincent Bond. It'll come back, lots of battles there. Hodges up against the boards. They need to clear it out of this narrow corridor. Almost Hodge was just able to throw his body in there. Comes back now for Victoria. And it will come back now. Very narrow corridor. So you're saying, Simon, one narrow corridor on the other side they were using, a narrow corridor on this side of the ice this time for Victoria. Here's Partridge, Aussie Partridge, around one. He's got Molly for company. Partridge centering, Hodges can't connect. And it's there with some excellent flow there from Victoria. That was Pearce. And it's all Queensland at the moment. Goal number 2. And they're up and about. Partridge.
That one was shot outside of the zone. I don't think Pappas was ready for that. A little bit of surprise, but Queensland using the body and using their size to great effect, disrupting Victoria. Victoria really not able to get anything going at the moment to get out of their zone.
So stand by. So on Wednesday, Queensland were disappointed in State of Origin. They were disappointed here yesterday because they lost against New South Wales, but they're up and about today. Here's Pearce back into neutral ice, flung in by Victoria. That will come back now for We Met. We Met with it, have some support near the door of Doom. Well kept in the zone via Lake and some traffic. Pearce trying to get a shot on, but it was deflected by We Met. In the corner, here's Pearce again. Opportunity now for Middleton. Leaves the puck behind. Has some support. Penalty coming against Pearce, and he'll be told to tell his story walking. Slewfoot. And another power play coming up, Simon, for Queensland.
So, yeah, that was Jed Lake, not Piers, going
Jed
to the
Lake,
box.
sorry.
Yeah. Piers had control of the puck at that point. Very recognisable by the flow.
So Jed Lake's hair fairly similar at speed to Jaden Pearce, and also Bartlett while we're there, talking hair. So Queensland now, they're on the power play for the next minute 50, left-hand side. They're very well drilled. Entering the zone, here's Middleton. Middleton trying to squeeze through, has no support. Back now for Middleton, finding himself. Back now Molly centering. It was deflected wide. Here's Hodges, cafe corner. It'll come back for Molly. Good work there by Warden. Cleared out. There's another whistle.
Charging.
Hoy almost all the way back to the net. Victorian penalty box door will be opening again. So 5-on-3 coming up for Queensland for the next minute 23.
So Keenan Nelson going to the box. So 5-on-3 for Victoria for 2 minutes. 1 minute 23 left on their first penalty. 2 minutes obviously for the second.
So Queensland up and about already, and now they've got 5-on-3 for the next minute 23. Let's see what they can do now. Queensland, Campbell at the top of the point, centering. Here's Campbell. Campbell fires, but it was deflected out of harm's way there. Barrett. Campbell again recovering. They've got somebody. They've got Jones in the slot. Puck continues to move. Player goes back into the slot. This time Maroon Campbell. Right-hand side, looking to fire. Just looking to fire. It was almost jumping in the air, Jones, backing his stick on the ground and jumping in the air, saying, pass it to me. He did. Selects power drive, was on target. Back now for Boland. 45 seconds of the 5-on-3. Boland pressured. Jones looking for it at the top of the umbrella. Here's Jones. Jones tries to fire, directed in front. Great setup by Jones. He kept on saying, I want it. He got the good shot on, and then it was steered there by Kimmett, who all of a sudden has himself too.
Yeah, valiant effort from Victoria. I was just about to say what good structure that triangle that the Victorians had was shutting down the Queensland, but it was just that last moment, and unlucky for Pappas with that deflection.
So a power play goal for Queensland. So one of the players gets to come out of the box. That goes on to a 5-on-4 power play for the next 71 seconds. So Middleton now. Victoria still with a player down. Middleton up against the boards. Cafe corner. Queensland bench certainly a lot more positive to my right end here than in the last game. New South Wales settling it down. Hoy makes a good change actually. Back now for Hodges. Hodges now just electing to go straight ahead, waiting to get delivered the puck there by Ouimet. Ouimet with it now. I wonder how everybody's feeling north of the Tweed. Ouimet firing, trying to fire. They need somebody in front of the net is the call from the benches. Firing across ice, out of the zone. 30 seconds of the 5-on-4. It'll come back now for Jack Molly. Neutral ice, looking to clear it out. Pocket pick there by Warden. It'll come back now for Ouimet. 20 seconds of the power play remaining. What I thought, Simon, the first power play lacked from Queensland. It hasn't lacked since. Back now for Warden. Avoids the hit. 5 seconds of the power play remaining. Here's Molly. Molly should just be able to dump it in. Here's Hodges. Victoria will come back to even strength. Here's Hodges. He's got Middleton. Hodges goes himself. Fires. Deflected wide there, but they keep on getting told to drive to the net. Here is Queensland. Dalgety. Back now for Molly. So Queensland quite clearly saying we're sick of going east-west. We need to go straight. We need to keep on going north. We need to leave Brisbane. We need to head towards Gympie. We need to head towards Rockhampton, Townsville and Cairns. Simon's stunned.
I don't think our viewers were expecting a geography lesson to be included in this hockey commentary. We've talked about mountains, different mountains.
Simon, say it with me. It's been a long tournament. Back up against the boards, but this is me anyway. Back now, here comes Victoria now on the attack, trying to control things. They have had so little puck possession. 3-0 Queensland. Up against the boards, back into neutral ice. It will come back now. I am so loving hearing this Queensland bench. Back now, trying to enter the zone, Victoria, cleared in the neutral ice. Danaki with it. It'll come back now for Haley. Haley now, turnover. Here comes Victoria. Save there, Hoi Hoi. Queensland need to clear it out now. 4:45 remaining in the third period. All the way back down. And Victoria so far have had no answers as Kimmett comes on, who's got himself 2 goals. Hugh Campbell there. Maroon Queensland's been instrumental in setting up a couple. Jones helped set up the last one. Here's Kimmett now. Kimmett tries to fire. Deflected wide there by Pappas. Battle in the corner briefly. Mannix does well. Back in towards Cafe corner. Simon recommends the soup. So he got food and hot drinks and delivered to him. He hasn't had a chance to do anything with it yet. 4:09 before the break. Flash of the lever from Hoi Hoi with 4:06 remaining. Queensland 3-0.
Lovely bit of leather there. Love that. Nice, hard, rising shot. Coming in hot and fast, but Hoy definitely up to the task with that, with the glove.
Now, I'm not even going to start the next conversation of why is why, not why. I like Hoi Hoi, and Hoi Hoi's been fantastic in net so far for Queensland today, and the last time that I saw him as well. Got to see Mayer in net yesterday as well. So some good goaltending stocks coming up for Queensland, coming up the ranks. Now the defensive core, they turn and chase. Contact up against the boards. Victoria need to spend so much more time up here, and it's left for Barrett. Barrett enters the zone now, gets forced wide by Molly. Firing back now is Julian Lau, who was so good for Victoria. Simon into free. Lau back now for Bartlett. Wide. Firing, Hoi Hoi. Queensland need to clear it out. Back now for Bartlett. Hodges doesn't mind a hit. In some traffic, Adam Harper. Back now for Mannix. Mannix also played well for Queensland into free, and that will come back now. Kept in the zone via Victoria. They've spent a little bit of time back here. Here's Mannix again. Back now against Lau. Here's Middleton now. Middleton looking to clear at centre. He found Partridge. Good forechecking pressure by Lau. Forecheck, back check, paycheck. And that'll come all the way back down for Bartlett. Up against Middleton. Middleton's in good position. Middleton takes over, firing, spinning. Warden battling up against the ports. Someone left the puck behind. Centering. We met Select's power drive. We met Select's goal. Hold his stick up. Say, boys, come here, because this is where the party is.
Yeah. What a shot from Wimet. Absolutely standing.
There's one, he says.
If he was a bit low, he'd be doing his best Ovi impression. Just standing there, waiting for that puck. Just delivered straight on, and timed perfect to perfection. And not much Pappas can do about that one.
And this is the thing too, Simon. Victoria only brought one goalie. So it's not as if they can do what New South Wales did in the last game and try and change things up and bring someone else on for Pappas. Pappas is there for the duration. You just can't bring out an E-bug because you're getting lit up. Back in the neutral ice there, or almost Warden. Jamison. It'll come back now, all the way back down. Victoria trying to clear it out. Warden doing some great things. Victoria looking to clear it out now. They're just going east-west, Victoria. They should be going north. They should be going through Shepparton or somewhere like that to head north. Good save there by Pappas.
Yeah, I just don't think Victoria are able to do it. Queensland has shown just being a little bit quicker, a bit stronger on the puck. You know, there's been some you know, even with the stick, they're just stronger on the stick and able to control the puck when it's a stick-on-stick challenge. So
So Haley will take the attacking zone face-off. Bit of pushy shovey. We've got a liney down. Hope he's okay. We'll stop there. Just got caught up in the centre of that face-off, and we'll hope that the liney's okay. So the liney, there's lots of officials in the building. And Simon, that's just one of the things of being an official. They put themselves in. They are padded. We'll just get some medical attention coming out onto the ice. So having a look at Queensland. So having a look at Queensland, I have really enjoyed, Simon, the banter coming from the Queensland bench. It's been mostly very positive. So there has been a penalty assessed. We'll get confirmation on that shortly.
That was a cross-checking for De Graaf, 2 minutes. So, yeah, just a little bit of a hard check at the cross-check at the face-off, and unfortunate, a little bit of a collision with the liney as well in that instance.
So we're not suggesting that there was a cross-check on the linesman by any stretch of the imagination, just to clear that up. So in this situation, I'm wondering if there's the official equivalent of an e-bug.
Well, we saw the other day, yes, there was another official who was able to jump onto the ice. So
we are running the 4 official system at the moment. So what they can do, if there is, and we'll get confirmation on this, that's probably being organised at the moment. There have been options under the 4 official system. They can drop back to the 3 official system, which is fairly standard in Australia anyway.
Having said that, at this pace and level, it's definitely easier and better to have all 4. So.
And by the way, the AI has improved so much since they've had the 4th official there. I've been involved in the AI for 10 years now, and when we started, it was the 3 official system, and now it's 2 lines and a ref. So the officials being checked out in the medical room, and we'll wait and see. So there's a whistle being blown, so it looks, for the moment at least, we're going to have 3 officials on the ice, and we'll check to make sure that the line is okay at the Zamboni break. So Victoria now, Simon, with 1:58 on the big clock, 2 minutes on the small clock, a much needed power play for them. They're down by 4. Cross ice pass. Here's Bartlett up against the boards. Centering pass, tapped out of the zone there by Queensland, by Maroon Campbell. It will come back now for Adam Harper. Got some great experience at this level. He was great at Browns and AG last year, making a name for himself in the AI as well. Trying to get past Kimmett, does a good job of that. So it will come back now for Lake. Here's Bartlett now. He's got Harper behind. He's got some support coming down the left-hand side. Good work there by Kimmett underneath the boards. It will come back in towards Zamboni corner. They're flung out there by Queensland. 65 seconds of the power play remaining for Victoria. Papa's just controlling things and bringing it down. And it will come back now for Harper. Tapped on there by Kimmett. Kimmett enters his own selects power drive, safe, deflected in the general direction of Cafe corner. In front, Queensland Campbell. Maroon Campbell had an opportunity all alone in the slot. 47 seconds remaining in the period. Victoria flying. 40 seconds of the power play and the period. Queensland cleared out by Boland. That will come all the way back down. Trying to fire slightly wide. It was good work there by Lake. Victoria now 27 seconds remaining in the period. Trying to fire from distance. Just found Bond. Almost snuck it in. Across the face of goal. Was so close to going past the glove there of Hoi Hoi. Firing from distance. Queensland player in the slot. Boland, the puck balloons. Campbell and Boland need to come back for Queensland. They do. Watching someone in the back door. Bond. That's the end of the period. And that may be I was wondering if that was going to be a penalty, and Boland while the player was down. Accidentally fell on the player. Simon, we've got a couple of minutes here. We'll have a look at both benches.
Yeah, look, we've got 1 second left on that penalty. Victoria really getting disrupted by Queensland. Not really, with the exception of that last little bit of sequence, they weren't really able to move the puck around very well in the zone, in the attacking zone. So we have 4 goals scored in that first period. So the first goal scored by Cooper Kimmett, assisted by Hugh Campbell for Queensland's first. Jack Molly donated Queensland's second with the assist by Bryce Hodges. Cooper Kimmett with a spectacular power play goal unassisted from the blue line. And then the fourth goal, Luca Guimet, assisted by Benjamin Warden for Queensland's fourth goal. So lots of goals for Queensland, lots of physicality, really disrupting Victoria's play.
We're back to 4 officials on the ice. We've got a replacement lining on.
You probably hear the Queensland bench. They're nice and loud, certainly on the front foot, and certainly morale would be high in the Queensland squad.
So Pappas now in net, and Hoi Hoi has certainly got a lot to celebrate so far, Queensland. So we have 1 second on the penalty remaining, which will just be enough time to drop the puck. And that will be it. 15 minutes on the clock. We have a replacement official in place, so we go back to the 4 official system.
We're getting ready for the long change in this period.
15 minutes on the clock. Victoria at the moment, Simon, seem to be driving them out disappointment.
Yeah, I think that's more to, not so much to Victoria's play, but just how much pressure Queensland are putting on.
Oh, it's all been great for Queensland. Mount Coot-tha, they try and clear it out. Mount Coot-tha is, by the way, where the transmitters are for Brisbane TV stations.
Right, okay. I was going to use Glasshouse Mountains, but that's probably a bit fragile.
Glasshouse Mountains could be a bit fragile. Back now, flung in by Harper. That'll come all the way back now for Mannix in Cafe Corner. Battle up against the boards. Mannix in good position. 5-on-5 hockey now as Wimet clears it out for Partridge. Has some support here by Molly. Molly happy to fling it in. It'll come back for Hodges. Clearing it out now, back into neutral ice, and that will come all the way back down for icing.
Again, just a bit indicative of the pressure on Victoria. Queensland forcing that icing in.
So 14:04 remaining, 4-0 the score to Queensland. Attacking zone face-off, Queensland now to the right-hand side of Pappas. Shots on favouring Queensland, 14-10. Goes wide of Pappas. Victoria looking to clear it out at the moment. Bartlett. Warden comes in amongst others and trying to contribute. Boland's there as well. The referee needs to see the puck continue to move in Zamboni corner. No movement equals whistle. No change for Blue, no change for Victoria because they were judged to have been responsible for freezing the puck. Queensland getting told to push forward. They're certainly doing a good job of that. Attacking zone face-off Queensland. Looking to clear it out is Harper for Victoria. Up against Warden. Battle. Coming down Jamison. Zamboni corner. Victoria trying to get the puck out of there. They do briefly. 2-on-1. Back now for Warden. Coming back now into towards corporate corner. And it will come back now. Cleared out by Lake. Lake now. Now they're entering neutral ice via Harper. Harper doesn't mind a shot, but they've gone offside, Victoria.
Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate there for Victoria. A nice shot from Harper on the whistle.
So back now, neutral zone face-off closest to the Victoria bench. Anson Chan will take the face-off for Victoria. Flung in there by Chan. Cafe corner. Left-hand side, here comes Queensland again. It's Haley this time, getting forced wide. It'll come back for DeGraw, who's come out of the penalty box. Weemak does a good job of keeping it in. DeGraw, Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in just under 13 minutes. Haley out of the zone. Oh, he just did a good job of keeping in the zone. I don't know what that was firing through the air. Probably a bit of ice. As Weemak got that shot off. Out of the zone. Counter-attack opportunity. Here comes Victoria now. Victoria firing and Hoy up to the task. Lots of cheers for Ronan Hoy from the Queensland bench.
Nice shot from Anson Chan there coming in. I would have liked to have seen that pass across though. I think having said that, I think the passing lane was cut off, so he elected to have the shot first.
What I noticed in general in this competition, Simon, is that teams in general haven't been moving the goalies around. Back now, Victoria happy to fling it in. It'll be left now for Boland to come together with Mannix. Boland with it in good position. Finds Jones. Left-hand side. Queensland getting told to go to work. Back now, entering the zone, Kimmett. 2 goals so far for Kimmett. Kimmett centering. That'll come all the way back now for Mannix. Mannix passes the door of doom. It'll come back for Jones. They're doing a good job of keeping it in. Victoria look to clear it out. They clear it out, Zamboni corner. Back now, Boland. Kimmett's been busy, 2 goals so far. Victoria should be able to clear it out. They do, they go the aerial route, past the outstretched glove there of Jones. And we have a whistle.
Just looks to be offside there. I missed the line he's called there.
So we'll have an attacking zone face-off coming up for Victoria and Simon. They need every moment that they can get down here.
Absolutely, they're really down on the back foot with 4 goals down. It's a long way to the top there.
If you want to rock and roll. It's a long way to the cafe if you want a sausage roll.
Yeah.
Do they even sell sausage rolls at the cafe?
We'll have to confirm.
I haven't had a sausage roll since this tournament started or a meat pie, and I'm missing it. 11 and a half minutes remaining. It will come back now. Hodges does a good job of clearing it out. Having said all that, Simon, Victoria are keeping up in the shot count. That will come back now. Partridge flings it in towards Zamboni corner. It will come back now. Hodges is a presence on the ice for Queensland. And they will come back, and I was expecting a physical battle, and that's exactly what we've got. Vincent Bond up against the boards, back in the neutral ice. Here comes Victoria now. Victoria, Lake, it'll be huge for Lake if he scores, and he almost did.
Oh.
Interference to call, penalty box door will be opening. The Queensland penalty box door will be opening, and Hodges will be entering a power play coming up, Simon, for Victoria.
Yeah, Hodges in the box. Excellent run from Jed Lake. Almost scored. I thought he wasn't quite sure if it actually hit the post. It was very close.
Jed Lake's been a very big presence for Victoria. Victoria starting the power play. Harper is absolutely monstered there by Kimmett on the blue lines. There is a penalty coming on the play, called by the back official. So Harper finds himself in the penalty box. So we'll have a minute 41 of 4-on-4. So I was wondering if there was going to be another player joining him So a minute 41 of 4-on-4. So Queensland will take the attacking zone face-off via Ben Traffic Warden. You might need to be English to get that one, Simon. Back now, clearing it out is Victoria. All the way back down. And because we're 4-on-4, even though someone's just entered the penalty box, because we're 4-on-4, we're even strength and icing applies.
It certainly does. And it's just putting more and more pressure on Victoria. Obviously, it's never a good time to take a penalty when you're on the power play. But this is adding a little bit of insult to injury there. 91 seconds of 4-on-4. Victoria looking to clear it out now, sending it all the way down. It'll come back now for Victoria and neutral ice, firing off. And Hoi, Hoi better play that, or there might be a delay of game penalty because there was certainly no pressure. That used to be a thing that the goalies used to be able to catch it and cause a stoppage, but if there's no pressure, you must play on with a minute 5 of the 4-on-4. Queensland now working it out of their defensive zone. Here's an opportunity for Lake. Lake gets held up against the boards. Good save there by Hoi. Excellent work from Lake. We've mentioned that name only just recently, just in terms of his work rate for Victoria. A couple of good attempts, and even follows up with the attempted wraparound there. So excellent work all around from Lake.
It's interesting. The Lake that I'm used to seeing here at the Hunter Ice Skating Stadium is Cy Lake, who has played for the Melbourne Ice. Very big difference in size between Cy and Jed Lake. Probably not related, but Cy Lake does a mountain of work for someone their size. And Jed Lake's certainly doing a lot of work here for Victoria as well. 35 seconds of the 4-on-4. It'll come back for Partridge. Partridge trying to clear it out. Finds Met now. Sending it back. Just going east-west at the moment. Pass the stick there of Molly. That will come back now. Molly applying the pressure. Making Victoria work. Now they're going north, Victoria. That'll come back now for Partridge. 10 seconds of the 4-on-4. So the penalty box door is about to open for Queensland. So we'll have an abbreviated power play of 15 seconds. Pressure up against Pappas. And they'll come together and discuss lunch plans. Hopefully that's all it is. 15 seconds, Simon, of a power play abbreviated for Queensland.
So a little bit more control from Victoria in that sequence. I love the play of Lakandula to get it out of his zone and get it moving forward for Victoria.
So Harper can come back for Victoria in 15 seconds. Back now, Queensland. It will come back now for Jones. Jones looking for Kimmett in front. Jones, there's Kimmett. 2 goals on his stick already. Kimmett battling. Jones looking to attack the net. Out of the zone. Power play over. Harper can come back in. The much needed captain and also defenseman for Victoria. Queensland setting up now at their own defensive end. 5-on-5 hockey, but for how long is the question? It will come back there. It's good work by Victoria, by Gower. Also playing in the AI this season. And heading on the right-hand side is Boland for Queensland. Accompanied by Campbell. Boland attacking the net. Jones. Far side. Good save under pressure, Pappas. Now they can clear it out, Victoria. They'll have to turn and chase. It'll come back for Bond, Vincent Bond. Back now, turnover Bond. Centering, firing, Lake. Deserved better. Up against the boards. And trying to clear it out of trouble is Queensland. It's back now for Harper. Harper with a backhanded shovel in front. Hoi had to stretch and almost became Hoi. He was that far stretched. Back in towards neutral ice. Kimmett comes off for a change. Victoria back 7:25 before the boney comes out. 4-0 Queensland. We haven't had a goal for ages, Simon.
No, really. I'm really hoping that Lake does actually bag one by the end of the game because he's been working so hard. He was all over in that sequence.
Back now for Barrett at his defensive end. Barrett sending it forward. Here's an opportunity. Here comes Victoria. gliding in. Penalty coming. Hooking the call. Penalty box door will be opening. And another chance for Victoria.
Strong run from Harper coming through, so just brought down.
So Jamison sitting 2 minutes for a hook. Have a look at the Victorian power play unit coming on now, Simon. Victoria really need to load up this power play unit.
Yeah, we've got Chan and Lakandula in defence. Anson Chan taking the centre face off.
So got Pearce towards the right-hand side and Nelson on the left. The puck balloons out of play, hits the netting, and we'll have another face-off. Power play for Victoria, only 4 seconds old at this point. Attacking for zone face-off, start of the power play coming up for Victoria. Queensland looking to clear it out of the slot. They clear it out of the slot now by Molly. That will come back. Good defensive pressure. Pearce amongst others. Out of the zone. Here comes Victoria, start of their power play. Here's Pearce. Got some companies on the left-hand side by Chan. Fires. Hoi there. And deflected out of play. 96 seconds of the power play remaining for Victoria.
Again, I'd like to see Victoria set up that play. It's fair enough to have that early shot, but it's really important sometimes to really set up that play and get settled. I think Victoria really need to refine their structure as they've been disrupted. So this is a good opportunity with the extra player.
They clear it in. Hoy strong. Hoy is still strong. Clear it out of the slot. Victoria firing, can't reach it through. Now they clear it out, Queensland. Minute 15 of the power play remaining. Good pressure there by Kimmett, shows him the wall. Player losing their stick for Victoria. Now they try and clear it out. Now they clear it out on the right-hand side. Here's Pearce entering the zone now. He's got a player driving the net. They need to get a new power play unit out there. This one's been out there for over a minute. They've been out there the whole power play so far. Now Jed Lake comes onto the ice. No icing on the penalty kill. Let's see what they can do with Lake on the ice amongst others now that the unit's changing. Here's Harper. Harper gets around Cannon. Queensland fire it out. Registers as a shot on goal against Pappas. 30 seconds of the power play remaining. Getting sent wide. Tapped in neutral ice. Cannon couldn't fire hard. Back up. Molly coming back. Battle near the door of doom. 20 seconds of the power play remaining. Back into neutral ice. Lake trying to get it. It'll come back now for Bartlett. Bartlett with it now. Would have loved to have seen big guys like Bartlett and also Lake with the puck now. And also Pearce together on this power play unit one maybe. Firing, driving the Lake. And that's what I wanted to see. Jed Lake especially driving that net.
And he does know how to do that. Unfortunately, Hoy really just reading that play really well. As you said before, we really want to see these teams start to move the goalie around and push them out of position. That's the way you're going to beat them.
Attacking zone face-off coming up for Victoria. The power play is now over. We're back to 5-on-5. But for how long? 4:55 before the Boney break. Lake in some traffic. Back now cleared out Middleton. Passes Bartlett. It'll come back now. Jamison centering pass. Rebound. Middleton was there. Warden was there. But importantly for Victoria, Pappas was there. And says, don't use the ring road. This road is closed.
That's certainly a little bit of a dangerous stick there from Lynn. Almost deflected it into his own goal. Lucky Pappas was in position. But
clearing it out now, Victoria trying to clear it out near the door of doom. 4.5 minutes remaining in the second period. That will come all the way back down. Safety first here by Victoria. Don't hand it over to Queensland here. Corporate corner. It will come back now. They will try and clear it out. Around one, Bartlett, left-hand side now, entering the zone via Harper. It'll come back now for Bond, Vincent Bond, back now for Bond. Looking left, looking right. Opportunity given goes the call from the Queensland bench. Middleton losing possession. Here's Lake off the glass, up against the boards. It will come back now, heading in the general direction of Cafe Corner. They should be able to try and clear it out. Here's We Met, under 4 minutes remaining. Middleton briefly, tapped in by Lake. Lake's boat gets called back to the wharf. Here's an opportunity, Jamison entering the zone. Warden trying to direct traffic. Warden fires, sprays it wide. Kept in the zone via Mannix. Zamboni corner, 3.5 minutes. Warden tries to fire but can't. Boland have to come back now. Warden battling against Harper. Air swing. Both players recover. Entering the zone, Boland. Boland now out of the zone in the neutral ice. Fired back in by Mannix. No icing. It'll come back now. Risky place there for Victoria. Opportunity here. 2-on-1 situation. What can they do? Hoy's solid. Clearing it out now. Up against the boards near the Victorian bench. Flung in by Victoria, and that will come back now for Mannix. Mannix with it in front. Desperation in defence. In defence there by Mannix. Kept in the zone by Victoria. 2:40 remaining. There's Hoy. There's an opportunity for Victoria in front. Big rebound there. They need to get on the pads, move him around. Back to neutral ice. And it'll come back down for Victoria. Stanaki there. Around one, around two. Desperation again in defence. It'll come back now. Mannix playing well above his size. Kept in the zone via Victoria. Here's an opportunity by Boland. Boland walks in now. Centering pass. Couldn't connect with Kimmett. Kimmett recovers. Finds Haley in corporate corner. Under 2 minutes remaining in the period now. Reinforcements arrive. And now they try and clear it out. Back in a neutral ice, Victoria. 2-on-1 situation. Firing. Big rebound, Hoy. Victoria didn't have anyone within Cooey of Hoy. And it will come back. 99 seconds remaining. Here's Boland. Getting forced wide. Walking in. Driving the net. Boland. Corporate corner. Minute 30 remaining. Desperation, Boland. Some soccer skills there as the Victorian player lost his stick. Spreading it wide. Don't stay there, Victoria. You're going to get monstered. They try and clear it out, but they can't. Boland in front. Kimmett looking for goal number 3. Couldn't connect. Zamboni corner. There is 1 minute remaining in the second period. Up against the boards. Here's Bond, Vincent Bond. Zamboni corner. Queensland on the attack. What can they do? In the slot, slightly wide there was Hodges. Victoria need to clear it out. It's been all Queensland. And Queensland just firing it in. Back via the backboards with 39 seconds remaining. And Queensland via Bond. They look to clear it out left-hand side. Nice long stretch passing here. Jones can't get in the zone. We met. 25 seconds remaining. Back now for Bond. Delivered for Molly. Molly walks in. Good defence there. Battle up against the boards. Partridge, Hodges amongst others. Molly contributing as well. Partridge in traffic. Trying to clear it out. We met. And that will come back with 8 seconds remaining in the period. We met just looking to control the puck. Around one gets around Lake. And that is all she wrote for the second period. I can take a breath, Simon. 4-0 Queensland. Yeah. What are your impressions?
What a period. Just looking at the desperation of Queensland in terms of just seem to be moving their feet a lot more, getting, really working hard to get to the puck first, blocking those. How many times have we seen a Queensland player down low on the ice, blocking those passing lanes when there was high danger chances from Victoria? Just Victoria are unable to connect to each other. The only shots they have been one-on shots, and even though they've had someone on the other side, they just can't get that pass across. because a Queensland player.
Am
Also,
I seeing that box score correctly, that there were no goals in that second period?
there certainly was no goals, so a little bit uneventful for in terms of goals.
Uneventful, Simon. We've been sitting here. I've been full out for the last 15 minutes, and Simon says there has been no action in the second period. Oh my God!
Bit of a snooze fest, really. But,
Oh, come on, Simon,
No,
turn
just
it up.
No, it's been really exciting. As I said, Queensland just seem to be wanting to get to the puck first, moving their legs. You'll see the work rate of Queensland is really high. Victoria caught on they're caught on their heels. They're not skating on their toes. They're not moving around and looking for those connecting passes. And part of that is because Queensland are blocking those passing lanes. So it shows in the score. I mean, 22 to 18 shots. So it's not it's not that different, but it's where it counts. Those high quality shots. And also the support. I mean, those goals that we've seen from Queensland have been, well supported. So
we'll climb down off the platform of complete excellence, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes for the resumption of play. Queensland, despite Simon saying that there's been absolutely no action, you're not going to live that down, Simon, I'm sorry. 4-0 Queensland, back in about 10 minutes. Welcome back to Hart Ice Skating Stadium, 4-0 to Queensland. Simon, nothing happened in that second period Ginchings. Taken totally out of context, I know.
Yeah, so I was referring to the scoreboard, but certainly
yes.
a lot happening there in that period. Lots of excellent play from Queensland. Just out muscling, out pacing, just that desperation from Queensland, and it's converting, putting pressure on Victoria.
So here we go again. Here's Kimmett now. Kimmett firing. Good save there by Pappas. Back now. Cafe corner. Simon recommends the soup now that he's had a chance to eat it. Oh, Lake gets absolutely driven into the boards. Clearing it out. Here's Kimmett again. Puck slowed on him a little bit. Almost had his pocket pick there by Lake. Back now for Maroon Campbell. Fires high and wide. It was closer to the Australian flag than it was to the net of Pappas. Simon, I just went down and had a chat with one of our officials, the liney who had the collision in the first period. All okay.
I had heard that, yeah.
That's great news. Attacking zone face-off coming up now for Queensland. Message from the Queensland bench that I just overheard. It's treat it like it's 0-0.
Yeah,
and the net's off its moorings. It's closer to 90 degrees than what it normally is.
Yeah, it's a bit of a cliche that the score is 0-0 at the start of the period, but you know it really speaks to the mindset. You can't let off. You've got to play as if it is a 0-all game or a tight game. The moment that you let off that pressure, I mean, Victoria are very adept at being able to return. Put some pressure on if they're given that time and space.
So Bryce Hodges sitting in the penalty box for Queensland. 2 minutes for doing Hodges things. A power play coming up for Victoria. And Simon, they really need to drive away from Mount Disappointment. Victoria, they need to start climbing, and Jed Lake, the man at the face-off circle, is just the man to help lead them on that drive. 14-14 on the big clock. We're just having some repairs made to the ice near the Zamboni door. Just got the squeegee out.
Yeah, I really feel like you've hit the nail on the head with Victoria's comeback. Jed Lane has been everywhere and really working hard. And if anyone's going to really fire up Victoria, it is certainly Lake.
So 14-14 remaining. So we've had 46 seconds of action. The squeegee's out at the entry-exit point for the Zamboni. So we'll have just a short break. This is a good time for Victoria to start climbing the mountain. I know it's a cliche. I know I like cliches and that sort of thing, but it's really true, and that's what really needs to start to happen for Victoria. Underway, start of the Victorian power play. There is cowbell in the building, and it will come back now for Victoria at their defensive end as they've started the power play. Victoria are actually leading shots on at the moment, 22-19. 1 minute gone in the period. And here comes Lake now. Lake around Campbell, but Campbell recovers. Trying to clear it out of the zone. A Victorian player lost their stick. Here's Lake. Lake now coming in all alone at the moment. They do have somebody in front of the net in the form of Harper. So Queensland are getting told to watch the back door. Firing there was Harper and deflected out of play.
Yeah, again, Queensland really disruptive. They're trying to, Victoria were able to get back to Lakandula at the blue line, but there was Queensland managed to cut off any pass to Chan on the other side. So really want to see that, if Victoria are going to get moving forward, they need to get that puck moving around a little bit more.
So kept in the zone by Victoria. Lake flirts with the blue line. Lake left-hand side, dropping it off, finding still support. A Victoria player came down in front of the net in the form of Harper. Now what's unusual is Harper throws a check off the ice. Queensland wanting a penalty for obstruction. And now it's really interesting, Simon, to see Harper in front of the net. He usually plays D. He normally doesn't play this pest role in front of the net. Queensland trying to clear it out. They clear it out. They find Molly, who completes the job with 12:44 remaining and 28 seconds of the power play. It'll come back now. All the way up, down. Here's Harper. Up against Wimet. Up against the Port. Reinforcements arrive. Valuable seconds taken off the Victorian power play. Harper, who feels like he's been out there the entire time. Power play over. Mannix firing. Hoy into the corner. And it will come back now. Molly clearing it out near the door of doom. It will come back now, centering. Hoy watchful. Another penalty coming, this time against Victoria.
Yeah, Harper with the hook there, a very clear hook. Goes straight up.
A hook every day and twice on Friday, Simon?
Yes, absolutely.
But Harper seemed like he was out there for that whole power play.
He did, yeah, did. But unfortunately, getting the penalty there, it's, you know, sometimes you see when the stick is horizontal to the ice and it's around the body, it's just hard not to call that.
Attacking zone face-off at start of the Queensland power play. 11:55 on the big clock, 2 minutes on the small clock. Underway again. Looking to clear it out here, Victoria. They do a good job. Finds Partridge on his own blue line for Queensland. Partridge left-hand side finds Kimmett. 2 goals already. Kimmett getting forced wide up against Bartlett. Reinforcements arrive in the form of Maroon Campbell. Up in front of the old central commentary position. Out of the zone, they have to turn and chase. Here's a foot race on. Victoria. Queensland trying to recover now and does via Partridge. Combining with Campbell. Back now for Boland. Minute 20 of the power play remaining. Queensland, you're at the wrong end. You don't want to go to the Gold Coast at the moment. You want to go to the Sunshine Coast. Back now for Boland. Boland enters the zone. Gets forced wide. Straightens the attack. They need somebody in front of the net now, Queensland. They do. Partridge keeps it in. Back now, Boland. Partridge flirts with danger with the blue line. Cafe corner. Back now for Partridge. Partridge delivering to Boland. Lots of passing. Boland and now for Partridge. Boland on the left side. Partridge on the right. Here's an opportunity now. Here comes Victoria firing. Hoy strong. Cleared out. Queensland bench loving that. 30 seconds of the power play remaining. Line change coming up.
Lynn very unlucky not to pick up that rebound. Excellent work from Jed Lake. Just steam. He got ahead of steam. Has that hard shot. Hard rebound of Hoy. Lynn coming in but just unable to control it and dish it into the net.
I don't know if Jed Lake's involved in either one of the AI clubs in Melbourne in their systems, but somebody needs to sign that guy up. It'll come back now for Molly. Molly now, and he could well be. Back to work is the message from the Queensland bench. 9 seconds of the power play remaining. Victoria have done well. They need to clear it out. Here's Warden in the corner towards skate higher corner. Bryce Hodges wants it in the slot. Victoria do a good job of killing it, and it's back to 5-on-5. Harper out. Harper now. Harper drives the net. Harper gets brought down. Wimet. Queensland can't believe it. Wimet gets told to tell his story walking. He's like, I can't believe it. I got hit in the head. And now he comes towards the bench, and Victoria, Simon, on the much-needed power play. They need to start driving. They just can't do laps around the city looking for parking spaces. They need to get out of the city ASAP.
Yeah, definitely that penalty, a bit of a tangle. There was a little bit of a tangle earlier where I thought it might have made the call, but the second instance.
attacking zone face-off, Victoria looking to fire it in. They do a good job of firing in from the distance. Zamboni corner. Power play unit on for Victoria in the slot, trying to fire in front. Victoria finally have cracked it.
Through Harper. Again, Jed Lake, a couple of shots, and was able to touch it, and Harper was able to clean that up. We'll see that in the replay.
So Adam Harper, power play goal coming up for Victoria. They've started to climb the mountain. They've got in the car, the engine's on, they're on the way in the general vicinity. .9:29 remaining, shots on, favouring Victoria 28. Sorry, favouring Victoria 28-19. Back now, fired in there by Lake. Saved there by Hoi Hoi. 9:13 remaining. The penalty boxes are empty, Simon, but for how long?
Well, we're seeing that in this game. There have been a few calls, so and just again that level of physicality that's been played. It is a bit dicey.
Lake against Molly. Well kept in the zone over there by Victoria. Up against the boards near the door of doom. Cleared out in the neutral ice. Here's Victoria now via the aforementioned Lake. Back in the neutral ice. Here comes Victoria. Getting sent wide. No surprises that it's Lake. Some soccer skills on display there. Trying to clear it out. Lake again and Harper have been a great combination for Victoria. Back now Mannix trying to clear it out. Skips on Boland. Zamboni corner. Cross ice pass. Late hit there from Hodges. Victoria looking to go on the attack. That'll come all the way back down into Zamboni corner. Air swing there, kept in the zone. Here's Bartlett. Bartlett thinks about firing, fires. Hoy cleared out of the slot, kept in the zone. In front again. So somebody's broken their stick over there, and it wasn't the Door of Doom's fault. Up against the boards, Hodges looking to clear it out, kept in the zone. Victoria back now for Bartlett. Fires but goes wide. Opportunity here, they need somebody again in the front. Trying to fire but can't. Out of the zone by Bartlett. So he brings it back now. Has some support in Lynn. Up against the boards. Pass the stick at Bartlett. Applying some pressure and out of play there. Middleton came across by the pressure, out of play at the Victorian bench.
Yeah, Victoria really unlucky not to score in that shift. It all started with Lynn at the top point, keeping just a couple of keep-ins, keeping the puck in the zone, and Victoria were able to build from there. And there was a lovely shot from Lynn again at the top of in front of the net from deep. So very unlucky not to add to their tally.
An attacking zone face-off coming up for Queensland. It feels like some time since I've spent some solid quality time down here, Simon.
It has been.
7:42 remaining. Queensland well in control of the car at the moment. They get to control the music. Back in towards neutral ice. Here's Wimay, happy to fire it in. No action required there by Pappas. Here was an opportunity, was coming through, lights and sirens on in the form of Middleton. It will come back now behind the net. It will come back up against the boards. Reinforcements need to arrive for Victoria. They do. Up against the boards. Cafe corner centering in traffic. Middleton couldn't get a shot on. And it will come back now for Wemett up against the boards. Clearing it in. So the message quite loud and clear from the Queensland bench. We want that puck. We want that puck. And Warden doing a good job of that for them now. Here's Warden. Around one, around two, around three. There was a collision there, and there's a penalty coming against Victoria. Extra attacker on now in the form of Haley. Penalty box door will be opening. Kneeing the call. And heading in there is Alvin Chan. I can't believe it, sir. It wasn't me. Nobody wins that argument. Attacking zone face off and start of the Queensland power play. 6:31 on the big clock, 2 minutes on the small clock. Shots on actually favouring Victoria, 30-20. And they'll fling it out of their defensive end. Back now for Hoy. Here's We Met. Under pressure here by Lake. Lake providing good pressure. Here's an opportunity. They've got lots of time. Here comes Warden. Got Middleton for company. Enters the zone. Here's Warden. Middleton needs to drive the net. Middleton now coming back to the net up against Bartlett. Reinforcements arrive from Queensland. It's Molly behind the net. They've got Hodges of the Bryce variety in front of the net. Now they need to clear it out. Victoria, they do. No icing on the penalty kill. Hoy just settles the puck down. Back now for We Met. Minute 15 of the power play remaining. 5:45 in the game. Queensland 4-1. We Met dropping it off now. Finding Molly. Entering the zone but losing position. Back in towards neutral ice. Zamboni corner. Zamboni out in 5.5. Here's We Met. Got plenty of ice to work in. Back now for Molly. He's got James for support. Out of the zone. Flung back in by Victoria. They'll try it again. We Met. 45 seconds of the power play remaining. Got some support. Kimmett now finding Molly. Molly enters the zone. Trying to get around one. Puck balloons. Almost but not quite hits the roof. I thought it missed the roof there.
So did Hodges. Hence the protest. Yeah, it was very close.
Also
lovely.
depends on what angle you're looking at it too, Simon.
True.
I had a good view of it from this side. Of course, I'm not the one out there in the black and white stripes or the white and black stripes, depending on your point of view. Back now, Jones attacking his own face off. 33 seconds of the Queensland power play remaining. Back now, Kimmett up against the boards. Here's Kimmett now centering. Partridge power drive in the corner. Boland cleared out by Victoria. All the way back down. No icing on the penalty kill. Here's Hoy, dangerous outside the crease like that. Hand delivers it. Here's Pearce now. Zamboni corner. Up against the boards, reinforcements arrive, and the puck is dead with 3 seconds remaining of the Queensland power play at Zamboni corner.
Well, with 3 seconds to go, so Victoria will survive this penalty kill.
So back to neutral ice, closest to the Queensland bench. One there by Victoria. Power play over. Battle up against the boards near the Victorian bench. They'll come back now. Reinforcements arrive. Haley, there's another penalty coming. The penalty box is just emptied and now it's about to have another occupant. Interference to call. Penalty box door will be opening. Victoria this time, Simon, to the power play.
Yeah, Jackson's in. Stanicky into the two minutes for interference.
Not happy about it, but no one's ever happy to be in the penalty box, even if there are rumours of red frogs in there. Red frogs keep TV production crews entertained and fed.
They do.
Back now, clearing it out. It'll come all the way back now for Bartlett. Bartlett now, the Victorian power play has just started. Settled down there by Pappas, leaving it now for Bartlett. It's got Lake on the left-hand side. Here's Lake now. Lake entering the zone now, up against Maroon Campbell. Across the face of goal, out of the zone. Took a funky bounce on Bartlett. Kimmett, it'll come all the way back down. Queensland applying a great forechecking pressure. Minute 28 of the Victoria power play remaining. Finding Lake now. Lake getting forced wide. Good pressure by Wee-May. Could have been a little bit of holding the stick there. Out of play off the glove there of Bartlett. And Jess Fuller almost had another puck for her collection.
It's Barrett, actually.
Barrett, sorry.
Yeah, almost lucky there, yeah. lovely sequence where the D from Victoria getting it out of the zone and carrying forward. Barrett with a strong carry and a pass lateral to open up some space.
So it looks like Harper's about to try and drive the net against Weemet. So captain on captain in front of the net on the Victorian power play. Here's Lake trying to get it on target and find some support. Cleared out of the zone. Victoria have to come back. 57 seconds remaining. It will come back now. Here's Lake entering the zone. Harper cleared out there by Mannix briefly. The puck's still free. Harper's doing fantastic. He might find himself with a new role of being a pest in front of the net. Oh, almost deflected off Hoy and in. Zamboni corner, 33 seconds of the power play remaining. Up against the boards, clearing it out all the way back down. Cleared up by Queensland. Guarded there by Pappas. Pappas plays the puck. It ends up on the blue line. Firing from distance. Great save there by Hoy.
Oh, what a sequence from Victoria. Great sight from Pappas to deliver it straight to Lake. Even better shot and an even better save from Hoy.
So if Lake had have scored there, that would have been a goalie assist for Pappas.
Yes.
Attacking zone face-off, 18 seconds remaining of the Victorian power play. Queensland looking well to clear it out. They do a good job of clearing it out now. Here's Poland in some traffic. Warden takes over. Warden fires slightly wide. 5 seconds of the power play. Back to neutral ice. Here's an opportunity for Victoria. In towards Corporal corner. Power play over. Back to 5-on-5. Here's Boland. 2:15 remaining. Only one goal in the period, and it's to Victoria. 4-1 Queensland. Warden clears it out. They turn and chase. Good pressure there. Back to neutral ice we go. Victoria have it now. Trying to enter the zone. Just in the zone there. Chen. It'll come all the way back down for Bartlett. Middleton had to watch the offside. Didn't. A couple of players were in the offensive zone for Queensland so long they could have almost been charged rent.
I was going to say they were almost outside of their under ice skating stadium. That's how deep they were into the zone.
Oh, they were in the car park.
Yeah.
I could actually see sun out there, Simon, through the glass doors.
Yes, I did go out there for a quick defrost during the Boney Queen.
Up against the boards, Weemet does a good job. 98 seconds. Queensland player comes down. Maroon Campbell up against the boards. Queensland just need to clear it out. Kept in the zone via Victoria. Here's an opportunity for Bartlett. It'll come back down Zamboni corner. Mannix battling against Julian Lau's been good for him. Lau into freeze. Playing up. Across ice, here's Bartlett again. Looking left, looking right, deflected off the stick there of Campbell on the way through. Here's Lake now. Lake, there is 1 minute remaining in the third period. Queensland just need to clear it out. How high did Bartlett jump off the ground to get that puck back onto the ice? That was amazing. Shot fired wide, no action required by Hoy Jones. Back now for Bartlett firing and a good save there by Hoy. Very appreciative Queensland bench. 41.94 seconds remaining.
A lovely shot from Barrett. I don't think Hoy saw that until very late.
Could have been caught for speeding. That puck was going so fast. Back now for Partridge. Clearing it out. 37 seconds. It will come back. There's a penalty coming with 31 seconds remaining. Tripping the call. Penalty box door will be opening. And so Hodges, no stranger towards the penalty box. There's definitely red frogs over there. And he's definitely got a red frog addiction. Must be the only reason, Simon. Attacking zone face-off and a power play for Victoria to finish up. 31 seconds on the big clock. 2 minutes on the small clock. This game is over. Victoria won't give up until the final moment, even though they're going for a drive to mount disappointment. Here's an opportunity now. 20 seconds remaining, up against the boards. We met, just been told to get it out of the zone. Here's a chance now for Middleton. Middleton now. Middleton driving the net, backhanded shovel. Has no support. The net's off its moorings. Probably 80 degrees.
Yeah, the post. Lovely work from Middleton. Almost bagged himself a goal there.
So 8.4 seconds remaining. The victorious Queensland bench there. I don't know if the Tange teams can go to Fortitude Valley yet. Their parents might prefer them not to. Back now, fired in from Warden from distance. And Queensland have done it in what turned into be an epic battle at Tange between Queensland and Victoria is exactly that. It was really a dominant display in the first period that set that one up for Queensland, a 4-1 result.
Yeah, definitely the first period was the basis for Queensland's win, and then it became a bit of an arm wrestle. And if anything, Victoria actually won that final period, bagging a goal through Adam Harper, assisted by Jed Lake and Keenan Nelson. So just that, as I mentioned earlier, they were moving their legs more. They were more desperate to get to the puck. They were putting their bodies on the line to block those passing lanes and shooting lanes. And that just made the difference, and it really upset Victoria's game. Victoria couldn't get anything going, certainly in the first period. They started to get some more work, particularly through Jed Lake. Certainly he was a standout for Victoria. But there were some good individual performances in Victoria, but certainly Lake was a feature of the game.
He certainly was a feature. Can we say he was a water feature? So that is it for this game. The second Tange game of the morning for us. 4-1 to Queensland. Stay tuned for New South Wales in Ginsburg. The very speedy New South Wales team against the ACT coming up is our next game. We will be back then. Thank you as always to our hard-working ThoughtFox Media crew and also all the volunteers here. 4-1 Queensland against Victoria. Thanks for watching and goodbye for now.